So yeah, Zion's he does his own thing. I'm hoping like again, it's not like he does that every single game. We saw him vary things up in that finals, but for some reason he does always go back to that. Hopefully he can break out from maybe the crutches of the Colossus a little bit. But enough about that. We have a different series here. As spawning in the top right hand corner of Jagannatha LE, we have the Peruvian Zerg player. He is red. He is Ryu.
And in the bottom left-hand corner of Jagannatha LE, we have the Teal Terran representing Jiggly. It is Marea.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh, Marea's going gas before.
Huh. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I didn't know this was a thing in TVZ. Might be for some Hellbat timing, maybe?
Yeah. Interesting. It's interesting as well because typically we don't see like drone scouting in this matchup, right? It's just not done. So yeah, maybe Marea has something cheeky in store for us, and Ryu shouldn't have an idea about it until he goes for that Overlord scout.
Yeah. I mean, this might come down to, does Ryu know the exact timing of the Reaper coming out? And like, if he does, then maybe he knows it's gas first.
But again, it's one of those things like, how often do you go up against a gas first Terran in this matchup, right? Like, does he know? Like, okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about how this would be, what would this be good for? Because like, you get the very early factory bit.
Yeah. We'll see what happens here with this factory. If it is for a Hellbat timing, if it's, I don't know, some kind of weird fast like Widowmine drops. If you recall, there was like a month period where that was really popular in this matchup, and then it kind of just faded away into obscurity.
Well, it's like, it's extremely powerful if the Zerg just lets you sit back and multitask them to death, but the weakness of that style is the Zerg can oftentimes just run across the map and kill you.
Yeah.
Because you have no defending siege tank line. You play that sort of 3 Widow Mines production at a time of two factories.
Yeah. So we'll see what this is for, as we do have a reactor coming out. So I imagine we're going to see a switch. We're going to see some Hellions. But where is that armory? If there is one.
Looks like Marea is opting for a 2cc build, so a bit less greedy. Yeah, I think might be just a stylistic choice, if anything else, because it seems like nothing out of the ordinary, really.
Yeah, nothing so far anyway. Yeah, everything's pretty normal. There we go. It's just a 1-1-1 into a tech lab. Okay, Marea.
Looks like he's going Hellion Banshee.
I would assume so.
Yeah, it's just the clicking up.
Okay.
But it does get scouted immediately, so Ryu knows, okay, unless this is a fake and you're going BCs, I'll be ready for the Banshees in like a minute or so. I'll spawn up.
Yeah, and he even like makes sure he goes all the way into the main base to make sure there isn't a fusion core or anything being hidden in the corners of the map. So he does confirm, and he should be perfectly fine against this opener. I say should be, like there is still potential for the Banshees to deal some damage, maybe get like a couple of gassing drones. Oh, he actually cancelled Cloak.
And Ryu did not scout that, I think. Yeah. He still sees the tech lab going on. So yeah, it's a lot less committed for the Banshee play, and oh, it's going into mech.
Wow, mate, Mate, this was the plan all along. This is this is why he got the early gas. He was ready to trick his opponent and go straight into mech.
Yeah, I'm interested to see this because usually mech goes off BC at this, right? Like, but the Banshee is sort of a similar way. Like you really disincentivize roach play, and yeah, you're able to get some economic damage, put the Zerg on the back foot, because mech takes a while to ramp up into that sort of 200 unstoppable death ball position.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like it's really smart the way Marea's done this. We'll see how it works out. We'll see if Ryu at some point goes for a secondary scout. There is a Ling trying to get in, but it will be denied.
Ryu is opting for Hydras over Mutas. So, yeah. I wonder when this gets revealed. I guess when Infernal Pre-Igniter gets finished.
Yeah, like at the moment things look pretty normal. Like, oh, okay, you know, you've got your Hellions out, you got a Banshee. So nothing shown quite yet, but we do see Ryu getting into the main.
This is very good play by Ryu. Going for the constant rescout, gets the Overseer, and gets the combination of mech.
Okay, and we'll see what the response is going to be for Ryu. I know there are players who like mess around with Swarm Host. Oh my god, as the Hellions do get pushed away. But what's your preferred composition against mech as Zerg?
Yeah, well, if it's a BC player, I think it's Roach Ravage Corruptor. If not, I think Swarm Host is quite good against mech. Other things I've seen is like Hydra Viper Lurker maybe, or I've actually even seen Ultras sometimes if it's like a pretty non-heavy siege tank composition like Thor.
Yeah. Okay. So there are different styles, and we'll see what. Oh my god. Okay, so Ryu throws down the Spire.
Well, he currently sees Battle Mech, and I don't think Battle Mech has the best time dealing with maybe Broodlords or something. Maybe Corruptors to kill the Banshee if there's more Banshee play, because like going into more Banshees is pretty common with Battle Mech.
Yeah, I would have to imagine that it's Broodlords, right? Just because the Spire is kind of lined up with the Hive, as the Hive is about to finish up, and we haven't.
Lucky as well.
True.
So might just be getting all of the options on the tech tree to see, okay, what's my opponent's exact composition? How do I beat this exactly?
Yeah, definitely. And I do like that Ryu is going for, at the moment, at least Hydra Lurker Viper. It is a composition that he whips out as often as he can, and he is really comfortable with, so he should be feeling okay against this. Oh, at the same time, we do have some Ling run-bys in the natural and the fourth base.
No defensive Hellions there. Oh. Yeah, 9, 10. Wow, this is a lot of damage, actually.
Oh my god, it's not stopping. Oh god, a couple of
These aren't even upgraded Lings. Like unupgraded Lings getting 20 SCV kills is something that's like, it's a bit rough.
It's unheard of, mate. It shouldn't have happened, and immediately basically an entire mineral line and then some was taken out. Marea even faltered with her main army, was pulled back across the map. Now it's finally going across again. Does force a cancel here on the fifth base, which is something. But that was a lot of damage taken.
So Marea hasn't started the upgrades yet, and it's been 9 minutes into the game. I guess if you're going heavy on Cyclones, they don't matter as much as the knock-on, but yeah, I don't know about about this.
There's something about these Mexican Terran players on upgrades. They just, I don't know what it is. Regardless, the army is quite strong. What's interesting to me is that behind this, a Ghost Academy is finishing up as well.
Yeah, I imagine that's to have some anti-Viper play, because like if you just let the Vipers go sort of dominant, then yeah, all of the siege tanks get yoinked or blinding cloud, and that's a bit rough. Yeah, immediately starts and has shockwaves.
Oof. Okay, finally. Yeah, so we do have finally some upgrades on the way when it comes to the armories. So Marea didn't forget. He didn't forget. He was listening to the stream Kappa and finally incorporating that. Oh god, just finding a really hard time finding an angle of attack here. Just lurkers always positioned defensively.
This sort of like battle map with a siege tank backline. It's like it's pretty, I'd say, easy to handle if you have the Vipers, but without them, it becomes pretty difficult. Like, because you don't have the most mobile army with the Lurker Hydra, and like the battle mech, like it can often just out trade you sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, I've been there. I've been there many times. You shouldn't have to tell me twice. Ooh, but I love this from Ryu. Like, he's kind of being on the back foot, like just trying to be defensive here. But we have 2 Niduses on the way.
Yeah, especially with the lurkers, like this will provide him with some pretty heavy counterplay. Like, Nidus into the main, getting on top of the Terran production, like,
Yeah, definitely. And at the moment, Marea has no idea that potentially this could be coming. We do see an Overseer heading across the map as well, getting ready to provide that vision to set up those Niduses. Meanwhile, a couple of tanks being caught out here and there in the center of the map. Ryu, though, Marea finally has those ghosts for the EMPs.
And with the enhanced shockwaves, like, one EMP will probably neuter 4 Vipers in one fell swoop, but he has to land them first. And Yu's been pretty good, actually. She's been landing the abducts on the Vipers, on the Ghosts, so.
Yeah, and here we go. 2 Niduses being thrown down. One in the natural, which does get taken out, but there's also one all the way in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, and it hasn't really been spotted yet.
Marea dealt pretty nicely with the first one. Yeah. But it was sort of like a distraction Nidus in a way, because Ryu just used the opportunity as Marea pulled back to push in, clear out the siege tank line, and now he's pressuring pretty heavily.
Oh yeah, and I love this. As he was attacking, he threw down the Nidus into the main base, and there's a Nidus in the center of the map. The lurkers are in there.
Oh, gets the lurkers out onto the production. Oh, this is rough.
Oh my god, I'm just a little bit in awe because Ryu did all of that so quickly, and now he's in the production, he's in the main base. Oh god, the ghosts are being taken out.
Yeah. I mean, lurkers, they're pretty strong, and especially if you get into close quarters, which is pretty much guaranteed in the main, where everything's clamped up by the factory lines. And he was able to kill all of the Hellbats, all of the ghosts, and then the tanks remain. And so now Ryu, he's got the freedom to go on the other side of the map while Marea is caught out and kills the planetary.
Exactly. Like, he kills 2. One on the left and one on the right, both at the same time, with the Hydras and with the Lurkers. Ryu's just starting to get out of control, maxed out, pulling Marea apart. Marea has a decent tank count, but he's also getting spread thin.
This multitasking is very impressive. It's just because the weakness of mech is its immobility, and especially as the G gets cold, Ryu takes game 1.
Wow.
Yeah, anyway, to finish my thought, like, Marea sort of switched out of the battle mech into a sort of more turtle mech style with like heavier siege tank Hellbat lines with ghosts. And so we identified that and saw, okay, you're going to be immobile. So if I use these Niduses and the capability of them to sort of out multitask, I'm going to be able to find openings.
Yeah. There's a reason. There's a reason why I'm a bit of a fan of Ryu. Like he's always like looking really impressive here. And we just saw it on display against Mech, just all over the place with Niduses, with his Hydro Lurker Viper. He didn't even end up using that Spire or the Greater Spire. Just had it there in case he needed it.
Well, I mean, against Mech, I guess the Greater Spire is riskier because Thors are just such a hard counter to Broodlords. And you can swap pretty quickly, like faster than usual, because you have multiple tech lab factories.
Yeah.
I was actually tuning into Euthermal's stream when he was coaching someone playing Mech, and apparently Thors are very bad at 0-0, but they become one of the strongest units upgraded at 3-3.
I can believe that. Interesting how they scale. Oh boy. As we are getting into game 2 of this best of 3 series, and spawning in the top left of Romanticide ALE, we have the Peruvian Zerg player. He is red, he is already up 1-0 in this best of 3. It is Ryu.
And in the bottom right hand corner of Romanticide LE, it is the Teal Terran Marea representing Jiggly.
The best clan.
The best clan.
Oh boy.
It's
Oh
down
boy.
to Mio Micah. Who's a bit irreplaceable as a player, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame that Mio Micah left his Jiggly behind. Now on an actual team. But yeah. I would also ask again. It's I don't know if it's possible. If you could move the mic a little bit closer. For the people in the chat, we are aware that there are some audio issues, but we're trying our best to resolve them. Yeah. And as we get into game 2, I'm interested to see if, but I actually didn't get to see if Marea went for a faster gas this game. But I'm interested if Marea is gonna go for mech again.
Yeah, it looks like a standard timing. I have to see when the Reaper pops out, because I think standard timing for barracks finishing is 127, and if it's gas first, 131. Yeah, it looks like it's just standard barracks into the gas this time.
Okay. That's fair here on Romanticide. And again, like when it comes to Marea is a player who we haven't seen too much of on this channel. We've seen Marea every now and then. Marea's played in like the live speed of 2v2 events, but isn't as active as some of these other Latin American players. So I'm not too familiar if Marea is going to always play mech in this matchup, or is a little bit more versatile, kind of like Azure, and like can mech it up or can play by it.
I mean, because Romanticide is honestly a pretty good mech map. Like, it's pretty defensible. Only 2 entrances into the sort of third base position.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Like it feels like it also correlates a little bit with like Skytoss as well. Like again, very easy to, or easier to defend, I should say, and turtle up.
Yeah, I'd say Romanticide is a close second to Death Aura in terms of defensibility.
So what you're saying is it's one of your favorite maps. It's
Yeah, well, it's a pretty Protoss favorite map in PvZ.
Mm,
It's not the most, but it's a pretty good map.
mm, mm. Okay, okay, fair, fair. Oh, and Ryu, yeah, he's already switching things up. We've got a pretty early Roach Warren.
Now, is this anticipation of Marea playing mech, or is it just a predetermined build that is going through? Because he does scout that Marea is adding up the second racks
Mm,
and might not be playing mech this time. Yeah.
interesting. We'll see. We'll see how hard he commits to the roaches. We do see 6 on the way, but I think those 6 were started before he saw the second racks.
Yeah. I think
Huh.
so.
Mm, mm,
Like, this isn't the most all-in committed roach timing. Like, he still has a 40 drone economy and getting like he's got the third base, so he'll be able to transition out of this. It's just a pretty substantial pressure build, I'd say, which
mm.
Marea does scout with the Hellion Reaper Force.
Oh boy, yeah, we do have the roaches waddling across the map. What's interesting is that as this attack is happening, or as this pressure is happening, Ryu is actually going straight into a lair as well. Like he hasn't thrown down like Evo chambers or a Bailey nest or anything like that.
Yeah, and he's on 3 gas, so maybe there's a potential for some sort of meterless play after this.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. As at the moment, like even though there's only 6 roaches, he's actually dealing quite a bit of damage here.
Yeah, getting all the forward decoys is always nice, but Marea acting pretty well, getting the double bunker, and he was actually playing a 2-on-1 build, so he'll have a lot of Marines pretty quickly and a stim, and that's pretty nice in dealing with smaller numbers of roaches.
That's also why I'm a little bit scared if he does go for a Spire, because again, because of 2-on-1, there are a decent amount of Marines. You know, like it's kind of scary to commit into Mutalisk in that position.
Definitely. I mean, with the roaches, you sort of have a buffer, so if you get enough roaches out, I guess I can see it working. But it looks like it's just going into more roach play. I mean, he is up to 6 gas already, so we'll have to see how it plays out.
Yeah, especially because he's committing to the he's committing to the roaches. He's working on 1-1, even +1 range. We have roach speed on the way as well. So I guess Ryu is comfortable playing this style even against Bio.
It's interesting because, I mean, Romanticide isn't a really Terran favored map that would be like inclined for the Zerg to go a roach build. Like, for example, on Oxide, it's a very like cramped up small map, and a lot of Zergs favor a 1-1 roach timing on that because of that reason. Like, it hits a bit faster with a bit more potency, and the 3rd and 4th bases aren't the easiest to defend.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how this turns out. Like, it's not unheard of as well, because I know Dark is sometimes to his detriment. He's really fond of this like composition against Bio. Like,
Dark was actually experimenting with a very unique style where he goes Roach Ravager, Ling, Bane, 3 Evos into fast lurkers.
Yeah. I
Mixed results. It worked sometimes, it didn't work all the time.
Exactly. I honestly, that's one of my favorite things about Dark as a player, is that it does feel like he's a little bit more innovative. Sure, sometimes he succeeds, sometimes he fails. Regardless, like he's just doing something that isn't the norm and making it work. Not quite on the level of Mio Micah, but still, like I do appreciate it. And it allows players to explore a little bit more as well when they see Dark do something like that. And we'll see if Ryu is able to accomplish that, because we do have a Hydralisk Den finishing up. We could see Lurkers as well.
And especially with this very fast +2/+2 missile and the fast hive. So yeah, he's going in for the very fast Lurkers. This is interesting because the weakness of Roach Ravager is that it eventually gets overwhelmed by Bio.
Yeah.
But Lurkers are a very good remedy to that, because like no amount of Marine Marauder will be able to beat an entrenched Lurker line. You need like tanks or ghosts for that.
Exactly. To be fair, there are a decent amount of tanks, and it looks like Marea is looking to push out finally. And this is a nice timing. The Lurker Den isn't quite done yet, and the Vipers, they still need to pop out and then suck on some buildings for that energy.
Yeah. I think Marea has identified a nice power spec timing where their armies are strongest comparatively to Ryu, and Jin gets a pretty nice angle and forces Ryu back.
Yeah, exactly. Ryu doesn't engage quite yet. He knows he has to buy time. The Vipers are out slowly gathering that energy. It just has to try and stem the tide as best he can until we can get those flying clouds. And there we go. Lurkers are on the way.
I'm not sure about this engage. I think it might be best to pull back, give up this base. Yeah. Because once the Lurkers are out, you'll be able to fight this back. But before that, I don't know. Ryu's sort of hemorrhaging quite a lot of units.
Yeah. I think he felt like maybe he can trade as best he could outside of tank range, but he did lose quite a bit because of it. He lost the hatchery. He's going to lose this hatchery on the left-hand side as well, but he shouldn't die, you know, now that the Lurkers are out and now that he has full energy on his Vipers.
I'm not sure what this decision to go adaptive talons before seismic spines. Usually you want seismic spines for range, because Lurkers are pretty ineffective at 8 range, but at 10 range they're very powerful.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think it's like a stylistic choice a little bit. Like, I know there are some Zergs who prefer going adaptive talons because of the micro ability with that, but there are others who enjoy the safety of that longer range. Regardless, I'm sure he's going to get both, but interesting that he got the talons first.
Yeah. I guess it might be handy if you see an opportunity to go in and dive on
the army. Ooh, nice biles by Ryu, and we do see he is edging closer.
Those biles actually took out medevacs, which is important because Marea is currently getting Vikings as a way to maybe zone out the Viper count. And 3 medalists, medevacs is not a lot of healing for a pretty substantial bioforce.
Yeah, like they're almost already out of energy. Meanwhile, we do have the Lurkers burrowing once again. These Vipers looking to yoink, and they get a tank. That's actually all the tanks.
Yeah, he's got Marea on the back foot, and yeah, I don't know. He's sort of trying to cut off Marea, but I don't think he has this firepower to fight into these 2 tanks. Yeah.
Yeah, not quite. There were some nice trades from Ryu, but this is a really awkward angle. Like, his Lurkers are so spread out right now.
And like, Ryu, the problem here is they're sort of fighting over nothing. Like, there are no bases here. If Marea sees the fight's going badly, she can just pull back.
Yeah, definitely. And we do see Ryu is forced back. The Lurkers, they are converging here. They do force him back once again. Oh, and he's doing it again. 2 Niduses are on the way.
2 Niduses.
Yeah.
It's honestly pretty effective, I would say. The Lurkers.
Definitely. I love it. Like, it takes a lot of like setup, right? You have to make sure like you have a good idea of where you want them to go. You have to be able to do it and distract your opponent as you're doing it so you can actually pull the Niduses off. We'll see if he can accomplish that as Marea is pushing pretty deep into creep.
Yeah. And yeah, you can see the impact of the medevac line. But yeah, I love the bio is sort of pumpkin orange or yellow. Not at full health, and the Lurkers were able to get amazing trades because of that reason. Oh yeah, that was a beautiful volley of Lurker shots. Almost half the bio was immediately evaporated. Meanwhile, the Niduses are coming into play. There is one in the natural and one in the third base, and it looks like they will both go up. Yeah, Lurkers pop out in the natural, and 2 going down in the main, and he's getting the 4th base at this time. Oh my god! To the first game.
Exactly. Like, he's in the natural, like, killing everything that he can at the same time, denies the fourth base. GG gets called.
Wow. Ryu. Very powerful play.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Jesus Christ. Oh boy, but like I'm kind of in awe. Like this, Ryu's the player that I want to play like. It's never gonna happen. I'm never gonna be able to pull it off. But that was great. That was beautiful. And Ryu, off of that, he advances on, to the semis against Jim.
ZvZ.
Oh boy. And what are your thoughts on Jim? Wait, hold on. Look, a lot has happened. a lot has happened in a very short period of time. Mate. Oceania greater than Latin America confirmed?
Yeah. It's a bit controversial to say on an American broadcast.
Just a bit.